People are calling to boycott the MLB All Star Game this year. Are they right or wrong? Let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel here on Dose of Vermilion. My name is Nick. Thank you for joining me once again on my channel. It's been some time, but if you are half as excited as I am to be back, then we are going to have a great show. Today we're going to be talking about the MLB All Star Game and boycotts being called for the MLB All Star Game in response to the MLB moving the All Star Game from Georgia to Colorado, specifically Denver, in the wake of the Georgia voting laws and the MLB's stance against those. Now, if you're not familiar, Georgia passed laws requiring voter ID in their state, and that has unfortunately become somewhat of a bipartisan issue, or a partisan issue rather. Now, normally I'm not a huge fan of the All-Star Game. I do like a few teams, a few players, but the All-Star Game I don't think is as exciting as it is in other sports, but that's just me. You know, if you do like it, then more power to you. But why it's in the news today is just the fact that they did move it from Atlanta originally to Denver, and that's got a lot of MLB fans up in arms. You know, a lot of MLB fans do tend to be conservative, and you know, I'd say it's about half and half, maybe 60-40, 60 conservative, 40 progressive. But for the most part, I do see a lot of conservative baseball fans, and it's an interesting move for a sports organization, a sports league, to make a stance like this and kind of have an opinion. You know, an entire big league having one opinion and deciding to move to another state is quite interesting. I think having a voter ID is important. You know, if you need an ID to cross a border, to even get on an airplane most of the time, then you should need an ID to prove that you are who you say you are when you're voting for elected officials. I think it's only right. I think it only makes sense. And I think a lot of people on the left, Democratic folks, tend to, for some reason, believe that that is racist, or that minorities, black people, Mexican people are not able to go and get IDs, which doesn't quite make sense. To me, it seems kind of racist to say that a certain group of people aren't able to go and get an ID, or that they don't have the resources to go get an ID. It just doesn't quite make sense to me, but unfortunately they claim racism on a lot of things that just aren't, and in doing that they do water down the severity of that claim and make it just, no, something happened that's racist. No, because there was a white person and a black person, or a black person and a Mexican person involved, it's racist. And you're racist if you don't agree with me. So I don't believe that line of thinking, but it is one that is more popular these days, and this is no different. And it seems like Major League Baseball, the MLB, and its affiliates have fallen for that trick, hook, line, and sinker, hence why they moved it from Atlanta to Denver. And on a side note, it seems like Atlanta, large black population in Atlanta, you would think the city would be gaining a lot of money and revenue by hosting the All-Star Game, and then they take it and they move it to a predominantly white area in Denver, Colorado, where they will be able to reap the rewards of hosting the All-Star Game, which is just an interesting point I just now thought of. I think it's pretty lame for an organization to make a decision like this, especially with something that I think only creates more election integrity. Where you see places like Massachusetts passing the Roe Act late last year, which part of it denies medical treatment to babies born during an attempted abortion. But you won't see the MLB talking about this. You won't see them boycotting Massachusetts, the Red Sox, or whatever it may be. I'm not saying that they should. I think you should keep sports and politics separate, so similar to the church and state. I mean, they just don't need to necessarily be connected. But you won't see the MLB doing anything about this, acting out on it, or anything, you're still probably going to see an All-Star Game at Fenway Park in the future, despite this act that was passed. But it's not the MLB's job to police these states and their policies and decide which state is acting right and which state is acting wrong and what they're supposed to do about it. It's not the MLB's job. The MLB's job is to put on a good show, to create a highly competitive professional league at the highest level of baseball, and that's really it. I mean, that's it. That's what your job is. So I don't need a sports league, sports organization choosing sides in the political arena. It's not why I'm watching the game, and it's not what I expect from a sports league at all. There are a lot of people wanting to boycott the MLB All Star Game in 2021. And I think, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes, if the ratings take a hit at all, if the MLB decides to take a step out of the political arena. If the ratings do take a hit, we will just have to see. I'm personally not going to watch it, but that's because I wasn't going to watch it anyways. But if you are an MLB fan, you let me know what you think in the comments below. If you are going to watch it, if you were going to watch it, and you're not anymore, tell me why down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And that's where we're going to end today's video. So if you enjoyed, leave a like down below, subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one.